the afternoon of September 16th, 2018. I'm out on Lake Vermilion again today. I wanted to take some more time to learn how to fish jigging wraps. They had predicted really strong winds for the afternoon. It was still windy, but I figured I could get some time out on the lake. If this is your first time here, I'm an avid fisherman. I live in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. In an effort to be a better fisherman, I'm documenting 100 fishing trips in 2018 and posting the results on YouTube. Most of my trips are from the Winnebago chain and from Green Bay, but I'm spending the month of September in northern Minnesota. I fished Lake of the Woods last week, and I'll be fishing Lake Vermilion the next 2 weeks. Hit the subscribe button to follow along. Hit the like button if you like what you see. If you have any feedback or questions, leave them in the comment section. The jigging wrap is a lure made by Rapala. It's very heavyweight. It's got single hooks on both ends and then a treble hook hanging from the middle. They're generally known as ice fishing baits, or I've always known them as ice fishing baits, but there's kind of been a resurgence of these glide baits in various applications. Fishing off the reefs in deep water, on these northern lakes is one of them, and there's also a technique they call shivering, which it's really a reference to another company's lure. It's a moonshine shiver minnow that they do on the Great Lakes. It's very similar in both places. The technique is very similar in both places. You take this heavy lure, cast it out, let it hit the bottom, and then jig it back to the boat. You jig it back to the boat in fairly decent sized sweeps of the rod. And then as you're sweeping the rod, as you're pulling the lure up, it glides down to the bottom. So generally you fish it on a slack line. You kind of watch the line to see if you have a bite. That's a theory anyway. I'm not real versed in it. I don't have a whole lot of experience. That's why I wanted to kind of get familiar with it on this trip. Last year at the Walleye school, they were talking about how well it worked. Turns out the fish were deep in the mud, and we really didn't have much of a chance to use it last year. But this year the fish seem to be on the transition, so it's a perfect opportunity to get familiar with the bait and to try to catch some fish. I had a split trip on this day. I went out in the morning and ran around and tried to find some fish, and had to go back in, and went out in the afternoon. And I actually caught two really nice fish. Unfortunately, I forgot to put the camera up on the second trip, so I didn't get any footage. The first one, I caught a nice smallmouth bass. I found a rock field about 12 to 15 feet down. Just lots of rocks, lots of boulders. I thought it was really interesting. I trolled the flicker shad through, and I picked up a really nice smallmouth bass. Knew right away it was a bass because 100 feet behind the boat, it's jumping. It was very aggressive, very, very nice fight. The second fish, I was fishing off a reef. Came up about 12 foot, and then I was fishing on the base of the reef about 32 feet. I was using a jigging wrap. I was just holding it. I was looking at my phone and holding it in one position, and apparently that enticed him enough, and he just whacked the lure. I just about pulled the rod out of my hand, and then I was up for a fun fight. He didn't want to come up. It was a nice fish. It was just a fun day, a fun couple of fish to catch. I also caught some smaller walleyes off the reef. Nothing really to speak of. Trip 82 of 100, my effort to be a better fisherman. Hit the subscribe button to follow along. So one countable walleye today for a total of 137 for the year. With this information, let's get out and fish.